In a world where we often feel under threat and disconnected, we need each other even more. At St. Philip's College, we have a tradition of resilience. No matter what challenge we face, we endure, we learn, we grow together. We all are resilient. We all have stories. Here is one.
So my name is Gaby Alcorta. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, but I live here in San Antonio, Texas, and my major is journalism and mass communications. So I'm actually in the Army, and a year ago when I got back from my job training, I was really lost because I had to come back to be a civilian after becoming a soldier. And it's a really hard transition to just get thrown back into your old life when you gain all this independence. In the military, you have a set schedule. You know what you're doing 24/7, every hour on the hour. You have to be somewhere doing something. And I loved that life. I loved being a soldier. But when I first came home, I'd wake up at 4 when I didn't need to. And then I'd just sit there and do nothing. I wasn't in school yet either. So I actually did not have any type of life or form of like communication or social like life at all when I first came home. That was the biggest struggle, was basically being alone all the time. It was really hard. I was a very social person in high school, and I've always been a social person, even when I was in the military active duty. So being alone was something that I wasn't used to and I didn't like. And my home didn't become a home anymore or a safe space. It was just a very dark area that I could not delatch from. I just sit here and be sad all the time. So I've actually felt that I've been depressed more than once in my life. I was bullied when I was younger, and I moved around a lot at a young age. I didn't have too much stability growing up. So when I started to feel that way again a year ago, I didn't want to believe it was depression. I didn't want to believe that I had anxiety. So I kind of pushed it off. I lived in that little dark hole from February to July. And in July, I finally decided I'm going to go see somebody. And they recommended me to a therapist. So I went to go see my therapist that I have now. And we talked. And after I think the third session, she was like, okay, I'm going to tell you this and it's going to be hard. And I knew it was coming. I didn't want to accept it. But she said, you have severe depression with an ongoing depressive episode and severe anxiety disorder. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this is real. And I broke down. I didn't shower for days. I wouldn't brush my teeth. I wouldn't eat, or I'd eat too much. I wouldn't sleep. Depression is disgusting. And it breaks everybody down. No matter who you are, it's going to break you down. So I've been diagnosed with depression since July, but I've been dealing with depression since February of 2020. So there have been times since last July where I've had those relapsing episodes of those bad thoughts, is what I call them. And I'm huge in my faith in Christianity, and I believe in God, and I believe what everyone else believes that is a Christian, that if you do it, you unalive yourself, then you are not going to meet God and you're not going to go up to heaven with your family. And I could never do that. So every day I push because I know that tomorrow is a new day to do things better. And those are my mom's words, even though she drives me crazy. Tomorrow is a new day to do things better. Who I am, like sitting in front of y'all, is not, the person I am every day. And that's something that like really needs to be normalized, is that I have an outfit on, I have makeup on, I have jewelry, my hair's done, but I also have days where it's really hard and I can't be perfect because I am struggling with a mental health problem. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna let it take over me. So I'm gonna let myself have those off days, but I'm also gonna fight to not have as many off days. It's a constant um, thought process of just anxiety is always gonna be there. And it's my choice whether I allow it to take over me or not. So that's something that I've learned about myself is I need to learn how to cope with my anxiety, and I have. I also found new talents and hobbies I didn't even know I had, like drawing. I love drawing. I've always known that I've loved writing and reading, but I was never too good at analyzing things. But during quarantine, for some reason, all my books have sticky notes now because I was analyzing everything over and over again. I started making these beaded jewelry for fun, and people actually like them. So I found out a lot more things about myself that my depression and anxiety didn't allow me to know. It's not your fault. It wasn't my fault. I have trauma. I have problems. And it's okay if you do too. You know, you shouldn't feel, no matter who says it in your life, that it's your fault because it's never your fault. You know, this is something that isn't just in your head that, you know, you can just get rid of. Like, there's actual proof behind the fact that your brain activity is different from someone who's extremely happy. Um, it happens. You're human, and tomorrow you can change everything and you won't even know it. So don't give up. It's the fight. It's that internal like fire in you that, you know, it's always going to be there, whether it's a spark or it's a wildfire. But it's like your job to blow on it and let it grow more and more. And that's your resiliency in you. And everyone has it. You just have to make that fire bigger to let yourself be resilient and fight that internal fight. I'm resilient because I'm human. Everything in me is human. I'm no different from the person next to me. So I'm going to be resilient the same way they can be.